Good morning, little Effie. I hope you're more awake this morning. And by the way, I see this Santa hat is just staying on there, isn't it? That's fine. You keep your hat on. So today, little Effie, I have a magical tale to share with you. It's a story of an enchanted forest called Twilight Tales and a special creature who calls it home. You see, just like you, there are other magical beings out there, and it's time for you to meet one of them. I know, isn't that super exciting? Let's move this journal. So the realm of the forest is called Twilight Tales. It's a magical place where creativity comes alive and the pages hold the secrets of a world filled with wonder. I know, it's magical, isn't it, Effie? And this here is Luna. She's a magical creature who resides in Twilight Tales. She's a guardian who watches over the forest and its secrets. I know, I'm excited too, and I understand your curiosity about wanting to learn more about Luna's role in preserving the magic of Twilight Tales. Well, she can use her powers to make flowers bloom or create firefly-like lights around her. She is connected to the forest's life force and serves as a protector. I know, it's amazing. She was born from the dreams and creativity of those who love the forest. Her purpose is to ensure the well-being of this mystical place and to inspire others to connect with nature's wonders. So Luna is a guardian. Her magic is intertwined with the essence of the enchanted forest, ensuring that creativity flourishes and that the secrets of Twilight Tales remain safe and vibrant, Effie. So what do you say we make some ephemera together to add to our journal to honor Luna and the enchanted forest? Okay, let's do it! Welcome back to Dephemerember 2023. This is Barbara, and if you are new here, this series is about making fun ephemera in December and getting out of your comfort zone. I'm co-hosting this series with my dear friend Luise and I. We'll be sharing loads of inspiration, surprises, freebies, and a giveaway randomly sprinkled into our videos. And if you've missed any of our previous Dephemerember videos, you can easily find them in the link below this video. So I'm sure you will be happy to learn this is again a freebie for you. You can find that in the link below where I have all of my freebies and all the other Dephemerember info. And this is a kit that is already in my shop. It obviously has more than these 4 pages. I think it has 14 altogether. There's even an ephemera to go with it. You can check it out in the link down below. And I also want to share another goodie with you today. So for this kit and the ephemera kit, and there's even also collage sheets, you get minus 30% for all of the elements of the kit with the code shown on the screen now. This code is valid until the end of January, so enjoy this enchanted kit. I love how mystical it is. So I'm going to choose one of these pages as my page for today. I think I'll take this one. I think this is page number 1 of the backgrounds kit. And I'm going to do something, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Luise recently said it in the Instagram live that we had. If you missed that, you can rewatch it. It's in my feed, it's in Luise's feed. It lasted about an hour and it was a lot of fun, and you had the opportunity to ask any questions you had concerning Dephemerember. So what Luise is doing is she's just folding these in half, just like you would if you would have a bound journal, I guess. And then you could either glue or sew your page together and then just add the holes. That's brilliant. Please don't ask me why I didn't come up with this. So I'm going to sew around this. As I mentioned, please feel free to just glue it. So this is what it looks like. I've sewn around it twice with a running stitch. We have this side and we have this side. So that will be our backdrop for today. And since Luna here is too big as she is, I also printed her out smaller, kind of like a journaling card. So this is 25%. If you print at 25%, you would get this image in the middle of your paper. If you want it to be on the top like this, then go to the layout settings of your printer. This is what it looks like on a Mac. On Windows, it will obviously look differently. And choose 4 pages per sheet. Then even though you only have 1 image, it will move it up in the corner. If you had 3 more, they would obviously be placed here. And then you automatically get 25%. So I'm going to cut out this card. So I have this card now. Should we make her into a tag again, Effie? Let's see if we can do that without cutting off her antlers, because we don't want to do that. Yeah, that should just about work. So I'll use my small corners. And of course, we're going to ink up the edges. As always, I'm using walnut stain. And before we do anything else with this tag, because I don't know yet what size I'm going to be able to have in the end, we want to protect her because she's very, very special. So I want to put her into an envelope. So why don't we make an enchanted forest or a twilight tale envelope, Effie? Would you help me pick one of these pages to use for the envelope? Oh, you like this one with the butterfly here. But look, there's even bigger butterflies here. Should we do that one? You want this one. Okay. You see, usually when I make envelope, I do it very, very easily by taking my sheet of paper and then just folding one part up and folding the other part down. That will give us a beautiful large envelope. But in this case, first of all, the envelope is too big. But most of all, the image is not going to work because then it's going to be sideways. I mean, it's not the worst, but we can just make it upright by folding the envelope like this. But then let's just cut it down a little bit so that the envelope shape makes more sense. So I'd say we cut it approximately here, and that should give us enough space for the tag and to add whatever else we want to add to the tag, okay? So now that we have a more narrow piece, let's go ahead. No, let's not fold it up yet. Let's maybe first decide what to do with the inside, because we'll definitely be seeing some of that. Obviously, we could have just printed this double-sided, then we would have an image on the back already. We could also, of course, just glue another page on the inside. That would be absolutely gorgeous. But wouldn't it be more fun to create something ourselves for the back side? Yeah, I think so too. What do you think about the idea that we add some fabric scraps to the inside of the envelope so that Luna has a soft and cozy environment inside? So I have some scraps here, and we can just collage those onto our paper. So I'm going to use matte gel. I know this is not going to warp my paper, and I'll just start collaging. I don't need to collage the whole surface because this part on the bottom, for example, is going to be folded up, so I'm not worried about that. You can of course use PVA glue, maybe a little thinned down if yours seems a little thick. I'm not putting glue over the fabric because I want that nice soft feel, and I want to make sure that everything is stuck down well. I will be sewing probably over the edges, but I won't be sewing in the middle, so I need to make sure that it won't come off. Oh, and look, we also have this one here. This says Expedition and Ethereal. Why don't we save that one for the front? Maybe we can put the Ethereal one on the front. I think that would fit really well. I feel like it's unbalanced weight-wise because I thought I don't have to put anything here because we're going to bend this to go up and then this goes down, right? But somehow it doesn't feel right because this part is so thin compared to this part. And I know it's going to be one piece, obviously, but somehow it feels weird. Also, I think it would be cute if we would have some fabric bits just like here, sticking out here. So I changed my mind and I'm going to cover the whole piece with fabric. So here it is. It has dried. I have sewn around the edges twice and I realized I also forgot to ink it up, so I inked up the edges afterwards. I love how we have the fabric peeking out on all of the edges. It looks really cute. I think that was a good decision. So now we just have to fold this up and we need to have a pocket that's wide enough to accommodate this tag, and I also want to mount it on something, so it needs to be a little bit bigger. So I'll fold it like this, and then of course we leave a gap here and then we have the flap, but these two obviously need to overlap. Don't have a whole lot of wiggle room, but we will make it work. Whoops, sorry about that. So now we just fold this down to overlap like that. Yeah, it gives us a little bit of room. So I'll also go ahead and ink up this fold and also the one on the bottom. And then I'll just close these two edges by gluing them down. You could obviously just sew this closed, but since I already sewed around it, I don't want to sew that again. I think we need to clamp this down for a while until that glue grips. But we can think about how to add this now. So let's cut out the ethereal first. This fabric is by Seth Apter. Should we add another piece underneath? I also found these leaves. These are made out of felt. And these here I think are real dried leaves. They have some sort of a fuzzy coating on the back. I found these locally. They feel super soft. But the problem with these is they are very stiff, like dried leaves. And I don't know if I will be able to glue those down flat without them breaking. But of course this color is perfect. So I would love to add this one. Maybe combined with one of the felt ones. Oh, that could kind of help it lay better because this way it doesn't have to lay absolutely flat. So I'm just going to glue everything down. And why not add some magical gold thread as well? This one is always a challenge to bunch up. And I've already glued these down, but I can still tuck that underneath, I think. Let's take these off. It definitely also needs gold splatters. Yeah. And this time I'm going to use some gold watercolor just because This is by Van Gogh and it comes in a little tube. I used to use this a lot. It's just more work than having it in the spray bottle ready to go. So I don't do this one as often, but it is such a gorgeous gold. And while we're at it, why don't we also sprinkle the tag and our journal page. Excuse me, Effie? What? Are you sure? It's kind of like a tattoo for you, you know, once it's on, you can't get it off. All right, if you're sure. Effie wants gold splatters. All right, it was bound to happen anyway. So I'm just going to cover your eyes, sweetie, so it doesn't go in your eyes. Of course, Effie needs gold splatters. Okay. Yes, we'll do the other side as well. Let's let these dry first, okay? So let's do the tag. Again, I should cover her face. And then I can do this. Okay, I managed to dry this one. This can air dry because there's no backside. Effie is dry, so we can do his backside. And this one we cannot dry with the heat gun because it will melt the gold thread. So this has to air dry. Effie, let's do your backside. Let's cover your eyes again. Okay. That should be enough, Effie. And we can do this back side as well. So everything is dry. I just love how squishy this envelope feels because of the fabric inside. It feels so nice, and I'm so happy I added the fabric inside here as well because you can see it if you open it and you can definitely feel it. So we still need to do something with the tag, but I was thinking also about how to attach this to my page. And what I want to do is, when this is in, I want this to be over the page like this. Then we can glue it down here and probably also on this side for stability. And that provides a tuck spot here. And this will, of course, excuse me, Effie, fold out like this and we can see this beautiful page. It's okay, you can come back. But what I don't like is that this page is so narrow. I know it will come out a bit more once it's closed, so I think it'll be about here. But that means I still have all this space here, and I kind of want this page to go out more. So I could either add some paper strips or I could add fabric strips. And I cut these two. Of course, you could already use fabric that has a print on it, but I wanted to color my own fabric. So I cut these two pieces from an old cotton tablecloth. So let's have some fun coloring these. So I'll be using these 3 colors because I think they work perfectly with my page. So this is Distress Mica Stain Winter Frost, Mica Stain Fortune Teller, and Spray Stain Tarnished Brass. Obviously, use what you have. Maybe you have different sprays, maybe you have watercolor, acrylic paint, whatever you have will be fine. Excuse me, Effie. Are you? Okay. He just wanted to tell me how happy he is with his gold splatters. So cute. So Effie, unless you want some spray on you, I think you should move a little bit. Oh, you don't mind? Okay. You know, in the Instagram live we had the question about Effie's origin and who is Effie. And my answer was Effie is always a reflection of ourselves. So your Effie is your reflection and mine is my reflection and so on. And I must say in this case he's not, because as you see, I don't like getting myself dirty with paints and everything, but Effie is totally cool with it. So very interesting plot twist here. I'll start off with some mica stain winter frost. So I've shaken it up well enough, I hope. Then I'll use the fortune teller. And lastly, I'll add the tarnished brass. I don't want to see any white. This is so not my color palette usually. Okay, I'm going to dry this. And since I don't want to waste this, I'm going to add some more water. And then mix that a little bit. And then just pick that up with some cardstock. Ooh. What a mess. Let's add some water here. After drying that a bit, look at how this shimmers. That's amazing. Let's add some more. This will now lay on top. Okay, I think I will leave it at that. Wow, look at that. I don't know why it's shimmering silver. That is so weird. I put tarnished brass and not silver. That is the weirdest thing, isn't it? Huh. So my strips are dry. So now I want to glue them on the side of my page. Again, I'll just use the matte gel. Then I'll put the other side here. And I'll also glue them onto each other. Now we have a white part here where it was folded. I'm gonna leave that, that's funny. Okay, once that dries, I will take it to my sewing machine and just sew around here again. So here you see my sewing. And now let's see if we can punch some holes. I think I'll punch right through the template. And I received a comment from one of you saying it might work better to punch through fabric because, you know, there's always a piece that stays that you have to cut off with your scissors. Maybe it works better if you punch through a paper as well. So let's give that a try. And that actually worked. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That's an awesome tip. Let's see if that was a one-time miracle. Nope, it works. Oh, that is amazing. I've never been able to get clean fabric holes. Look at that. Thank you so much. I love it. I'm absolutely amazed. Look at these absolutely round holes. You don't get that usually when you punch through fabric. I mean, I like the fuzzy look too, but this way I have an option. Okay, let's add it. Oh, this is so cool. Are we ready to glue the envelope as well? Why not? What have we got to lose? So we're gluing down here on the flap and we're gluing here on the inside of the flap for stability. Let's add some clamps. So this tuck spot is for another day. And we have this that will flip open once the clamps are gone. So we still wanted to do something with this tag. Look how beautiful the golden spots are. We made this, right? This is like an accidental byproduct. But look how cool that looks together. That would be cut off, obviously. Oh, that is just gorgeous. This is not very thick, so I will add some cardstock on the back. But this is beautiful. And the width should be able to just fit into our envelope. So let me first cut this down. Why don't we cut it in the width just a little bit? So I'm going to take some gray cardstock, and I actually want just a little bit to be peeking out. So I'll cut this piece down just a little bit more, also on the top and the bottom, and then we'll also have the gray border. So first I'll glue the tag onto this background. I've already cut it down. And then we'll cut the top corners parallel to the other ones. We'll ink that up. And then we'll glue that onto the cardstock. Let's ink that up again. So we have this now. And on the back, I'm going to stamp my magical dragonfly, which is this gorgeous stamp here. It was custom made in Egypt, and I got it as a present from my sweet friend Iman. It is so special to me. And if I stamp it with my Distress Ink Picket Fence in white, it's going to look fabulous. And if you're thinking, yes, I've seen that before, it's because I've already done it once in my planner. And I'm hoping this time I can get a better print, because last time I kind of messed up the stamp. But it was okay because it had like a distressed look in the end. It's beautiful. And I can still write over it. So again, this is going to be a tag that I will use to write one of your comments on. So depending on how much space I have on that particular page, I will choose one or more comments to keep in my journal forever. So be nice, write a nice comment. And then I also want to add some of these gorgeous fibers. These are from Taperlogy. I will link them below. And I think these colors here work perfectly. Look, with the gold and the peach. So let's make a hole. So cute. Okay, I think this should be ready to take off. So this can now live in here. This can peek out. This folds like this. Then I want to add the prompt name, so magical creature. I'm really worried about the mushroom robots. I have no idea what to do with those. So yeah, in that first live that we had on Instagram, we also had the question, how long did it take us, or how did we put the prompts together, or something like that. So you know the prompts are from you, but we mixed them up a bit and we combined them. Which does not mean that we have any more ideas than you do about the prompts. So when, oh, I just cut out the kintsugi house. Yep, talking and cutting is not so easy. So you might think when we choose these prompts that we already have exactly in our head what we're going to do with the prompts, but that is not so. I have not seen these prompts in weeks since we first put them together, and I have had no thoughts about them. So for me, seeing these mushroom robots, for example, is just as terrifying as for you. I hope you understand that. But it's a good way to be terrified because, as I've mentioned several times, and Luise has too, we need to get out of our comfort zones, to do new things, to learn new techniques, to just try stuff. If we had all the answers as soon as we saw the prompt and we had no challenge, what's the fun in that? In the end, we want to be proud of what we were able to do and how we grew as an artist during Dephemerember. I know this is usually my biggest growth spurt as an artist because I experiment the most, I have the feeling. Plus, you have a beautiful journal at the end with such fun creations. Okay, getting back to the task at hand here. Where do I want the magical creature? Oh, I kind of like it up there better. Kind of integrates more up there. Do we like that this is so empty? I am so torn. I also like it down there. I'll put it down here. I can't explain why. Maybe because it's too empty down there. I really don't know. So Effie, let's bid farewell to beautiful Luna, the protector and guardian of Twilight Tales, knowing that she will continue to inspire the dreams of those who seek the realm. And we can cross off another prompt. Magical creature. I would love to see your own magical creature. So if you're on social media, please don't forget to use the hashtag Dephemerember, and you're also welcome to tag Luise and myself on your creations. Have fun with this. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.